What's up, family and friends? Welcome, and finally, today we are diving into the nuts and the bolts of our coffee truck build out. We recorded the entire process, so as we move through this, we really want to save you guys time, money, and show you step by step what it took for us to build a robust and durable shell that fits in the back of our 1985 Volkswagen truck so that we can sell coffee out of it. I know, it sounds crazy, but we're a little bit crazy. Who can't say that doesn't sound fun? If you don't think it's fun, that's all right. You know, come on the journey, be inspired. We'd love to show you guys how we did it. By the way, we're located in Santa Rosa Beach, Florida. Many people know this area as 30A. So if you're familiar with 30A, come visit us. If you've never been to 30A or never heard of it, look it up. It's actually really cool. A lot of these steps that we used to build out the shell of the truck can also be used as a travel trailer DIY guide. So feel free to utilize the same steps. I think it'll be helpful for you guys as well. We intend to tell our story extremely well. What I found while doing my research is that there are a lot of videos out there, but it's kind of hard to piece together those videos to make one entire process. So we help to solve that problem with our videos. So without further ado, for context at this point, we finished all of our analysis, all of our research, and we've ordered most of our materials that would eventually make it here. Day number one.
What up?
What are we gonna do? You tell me. We're gonna take this 1985 Doka transporter up to Alabama on a 26-foot trailer, and then we're gonna build out the back. We're gonna do some really cool things that we've been planning for a really long time.
I actually didn't know my driveway was 26 feet long, but this trailer fits perfectly in it. I guess it's 26 foot long.
So yeah, at this point, it's February 18th, 2022. You can see we're turning on all the lights, getting everything hooked up properly, and watch this. We're really close on the bumper. Huge shout out to Corbin for letting us borrow his trailer. I have no clue how we would have done this without him, so thank you so much. Also, I think it's noteworthy to say that Meg really wasn't feeling good this morning, and it'll come back later in the story, so heads up for that.
That was bumpy.
All right, so now we just have to load the rest of the trailer up. So that's what we did. We grabbed all the tools that we could think of and put them in the truck, and we also started putting all of the material on the back. The eye bolts ended up being in the perfect position on the trailer so that we were able to strap down the truck super easy. Time out. So we ended up taking the truck all the way up to Millbrook, Alabama, which is where our dad lives. And we coordinated with him. Dad, you did not have to say yes. You really didn't have to, but he did. So thank you so much. I know you're watching this right now. I don't know how we could have done it without you. For everybody that doesn't know him, he is a man of infinite knowledge. He used to service mechanical and electrical parts on KC-135s for the Air Force. So he knows a thing about a thing or two. Thank you so much, Dad. Thank you. After our 4-hour trip to Alabama, we rolled in and unloaded the truck and then rolled right back out. We left to take a trip right up to Auburn University, which is our alma mater, where we both graduated with engineering degrees. But nonetheless, we got up with an old professor and we began end milling what we call the threaded studs. And basically, this is the interface between the frame and the bed of the truck. So these would be welded onto the bed of the truck, and we would just bolt the frame onto these. You'll notice we bought these off of eBay. I'll try to link them in the description below just to help you guys find them whenever you do your project. In our case, check out the bed of the truck. You'll notice that it's ribbed going all the way down, which is why we had to mill off some of the sides of the threaded studs in order for it to fit into the grooves of the bed, as you can see here. Boom! We ended up ordering 20 of these. You can see that we only used 18 here as we kind of determined how many we wanted to go with for our final design.
Currently, we're working in the bed of the truck, trying to get the base to line up properly so that the sheet metal isn't hitting against this. And then also trying to find a location for these so that we can screw into these coming along.
Eventually, we started making real-time decisions, and we started cutting 45-degree angles into our angle iron that we got from Home Depot and Lowe's. Quick field trip to our design board. These are the very first drawings that we did. There will be another video where I'd go into details of how I went about designing each feature for this entire bust project. So if you want to take a look at that, feel free to check it out. This field of view right here, we have basically the bed of the truck. What you'll see right here are my initial attempts to draw the ribs, and I was going to do it all the way down, but we're going to have the angle iron. I think it's 2-inch by 2-inch angle iron all the way across that forms the initial base, and then we'll have another main structural portion right here, right here, right here. The reason I decided to do angle iron is because at that point we can put the wood down and it will basically be held up by all this. It'll all make sense here shortly.
It's the end of night one. The good thing is we pretty much completed the exterior portion of the frame. It's a little chilly. We are signing off, and we'll see you guys here in the morning. Thanks.
The common theme for us was we always thought this thing would happen so so fast. So make sure you plan accordingly. We grossly underestimated how long it would actually take, but we moved as quickly as we could, and we're super excited and happy about the progress that we made. Quick story and we'll get back to the build. You guys remember whenever I told you about Meg and how she wasn't feeling good? Well, after night number 1, she planned this miraculous event where she would drive up and surprise us. She basically claimed that she was just bored. Well, at the end of the day, she told Justin that she was pregnant, and then she let everybody else know after that, of course. Super special moment. I'll always remember it this way, that as we were working on the truck and building it to the specs, he was building a baby. Super excited. 9 months later, a baby came, baby Blakely, and we love her to death. Love you.
We're back day 2 working on the subfloor, protecting it with that spar urethane. We started working on putting together the roof rack.
What am I trying to say? We've gotten a lot of work done so far. We were able to weld the corners and ensure it was square. And now we're just working on figuring out where the wood supports are gonna go.
Let me go ahead and show you our weld. We got these corners all welded up, and this is gonna be our foundation pretty much. We wanted to make sure that the foundation was as square as possible, and I think that's what took us so long to get this accomplished. Also, we cut these support pieces out. We're still needing to weld this. The next goals for us include drilling a hole through angle iron pieces and also welding these onto the chassis of the car. What you think, Justin?
Yo!
Setup, it's super messy right now, but hey, what man doesn't have a messy workspace?
Dude, the Sharpie.
Dude, that thing's been missing forever. On the work situation. What is this, Justin? They're so smart. It's getting late. It's like 11 o'clock at night. Jeremy's been over here welding.
Now for some quick tips on metal and welding. Before I started, I ordered a 40 cubic foot shielding gas tank. The split on it was 75% argon and 25% carbon dioxide. So I'll go ahead and show that on the screen so you guys can see that I got it on eBay and how much it costs. We have a place in Montgomery that we can go to refill these tanks, and it costs about $40 per refill. Also, for those asking, we used a MIG 135 welder from Eastwood. Go check that out. It was an incredible welder and it got the job done. While welding, make sure you wear your gloves, mask, and all the things to protect yourself. I mean, seriously, that metal will get hot. And even when you're cutting into the angle iron and stuff like that with your chop saw, make sure you're wearing something to protect yourself because sparks will go flying. It gets hot. By far, the best thing to cut metal with are the concrete discs that you can get from like Harbor Freight. Way better than those metal blades. They'll just dull out really quickly. Would not recommend getting those. Last thing, make sure whenever you're welding to a truck that you disconnect the terminals of the batteries because there could be sensitive components such as computers and you don't want to fry anything within the electrical system. Let's get back to the video.
Ah, there they are. So we welded them on, made sure that they corresponded with the holes in the frame, and then we scraped them off with a wire brush. We painted it.
So we got some rain coming tomorrow.
Do it.
Keep in mind that we cleaned up our weld spots really well prior to welding with a wire brush attachment to our drill. And also don't weld next to glass because that could break. We're just bad examples, but be very careful that you know exactly where the gas tank is on your vehicle because you don't want to weld near the gasoline, obviously. As reference, here's my dad and I standing next to the base of the frame.
Day 3, looks like we have a wet one today. We are going to be working in the garage. You have good thoughts?
Yes, all good thoughts.
That hair is beautiful.
This is from yesterday. So as we proceeded to work on the frame, we made the assumption that the flattest spot around was the garage floor. So we wanted to ensure that the frame was as flat as can be, and we resorted to getting creative and found ways to make it the best product we could.
We're gonna start cutting the pieces to make this thing go in the upward direction. Can I get an amen, somebody? Looking forward to this.
Somebody tell me why this is so pleasing to watch. Speaking of getting creative, take a look at this thing that I'm grinding down right now and look at the bottom right-hand corner as it curves. We actually utilized the garage door hangers that my dad had laying around in order to achieve the curve located at the top of the truck.
This is where we're at with the frame.
After some math, we decided that we wanted the height of the shell to be 6.5 foot tall, so we had to cut 6 inches up and then do another 6 foot tall, which was perfect because the metal came in 6 foot length. All of our uncommon metals that we couldn't find at Lowe's or Home Depot were purchased on a website called onlinemetals.com. By the way, anything I ordered, I made sure to sign up for the subscriptions just to get the 15 or 10% off on all of my purchases online. I know we saved a ton of money by just doing that alone. Quick tip for you.
We're working on one of the sides right now. Say bye.
Bye.
Day 4. This is going to be our side panel. We've got this kind of put in place. We're working on the roof and the 2 sides, and then hopefully we'll have that all up today.
At this point, we might be getting a little delusional. It's fine. I think we were just, you know, a little tired.
Well, it's day 5, and last night we did something cool. Tell them.
We put together the roof rack.
Also finished up welding the last 4 tabs on. Now tell them what we're gonna do today.
All right, today we're gonna be working on the windows and putting those on the side of the vehicle. At this point, we just started going at it. And I just wanted to put these pictures up here just in case you wanted to take a second to pause it, check out some of our work and some of the details. And in this picture, you can kind of see how we started to integrate the metal frame to the garage door track. So we finally started test fitting things together. We used a sacrificial piece on the bottom so you can see that we're cutting that off right here, and then we'll eventually kind of stretch it out. You'll see later we actually weld it on. At this point, it was pretty interesting trying to use the level in order to get everything straight. You almost had to just trust in the cuts that you made, but you can never measure enough. Here we are again, just doing another test fit, making sure everything looks okay. And finally on the left, you can see that we started to get the walls up and it started to take shape, but not without everybody's help. That was one of the coolest moments of the entire build, seeing all of the incredible hard work pay off. And not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure this is what gave us the momentum to just continue moving forward. Of course, the picture on the right is what we were really tracking to, and I wanted to make sure I put this up there so that you guys knew exactly what we were pushing towards. So if you're in the middle of your build right now, just keep going. I promise you it's gonna be so worth it, and we're here to encourage you guys every step of the way. So keep going. All right, and so that's where we're gonna have to stop the first video, part 1 of the frame. The next video, of course, is gonna be part 2 of the frame. It'll be the last one in this series of the frame. We just wanted to say thank you so much for watching. If you found any value in this video whatsoever, feel free to subscribe and continue following along on our journey as we build out this awesome coffee truck. Now I want to show you guys really quickly what you're gonna expect in the next video. Be prepared, be on the lookout for it. We'll catch you later.